Deno uses web standard APIs. So if you're familiar with building for the web, then you're familiar with Deno. And if not, as you're learning to use Deno, you're also learning to build for the web. If you take a look at the docs, it gives you a good sense of what's available. So we got things like Canvas and internationalization and messaging and storage and streams, temporal, WebSockets, all of those things that we like to use on the web, we're going to find them built into Deno. So let's take a look at fetch first. This works just like you might think. We're going to take a response from fetching the JSON placeholder API. Then we're going to take that response and convert it to JSON as a new variable in console log it. Now, if we take a look at this in the terminal, we'll say Deno -- allow network so that we can opt into this running that fetch immediately. Main TS will give us this big blob of JSON data back, and we're done here. All of the data comes back as we would expect it to. Let's update our URL here. This time we want to use the example API, example.com/data.txt. Now, if I run this again, we're going to see that this is not a JSON response. Instead, we just want to console log whatever that response is. So this is letting me know that there is a body here. So the response body contains this readable stream. So what we want to do here is we want to write some sort of a function that's going to take this data. It's basically just the HTML tags that make up this page, and we're going to stream it back. So let me show you what I mean by this. We're going to keep that fetch. We're going to say if that response body value exists, we're going to create a new variable called transformed stream. And we'll set that equal to response.body. And here we're going to use the function called pipe through. And pipe through is this method in JavaScript that's going to allow us to take the output of the readable stream and pass it through to modify the stream's data. The first thing we're going to do is decode the byte stream into a text stream. So we'll say new text decoder stream. Then we're going to chain on another one of these functions, pipe through new text line stream. So this time we're going to split the text stream into lines. So we'll have different lines coming back from our data. Now the text line stream is actually coming from a library that we need to include. So we'll say import text line stream from standard streams. Now, in order to use this, I need to install it. So we're going to do that here. So we're going to say Deno add JSR at standard streams. That will create our Deno.json configuration file over here. There will be another video to dig into this in a little more depth, but just know for now that this is including any imports that are part of our project. So the transform stream is coming together, but there's a few more steps. The next step is we use pipe through again. Now this time we're going to use another function to transform stream. And this is going to come from standard streams and specifically the function to transform stream. Now this time we're going to pass in here an asynchronous generator. We know that it's a generator because we use that asterisk there. And in the body of this function is a loop. And here we're going to say const chunk. So the little blob of data that we're dealing with, chunk of source, which is the value that's passed in there. We're going to say console log chunk, and we're also going to yield the chunk here. Okay, so what is this console log doing for us? Let's go ahead and run Deno allow net main.ts. This is showing us that this is the top line of our HTML document. So we actually need a way to iterate through this, and we're going to do this by creating a reader to consume this transform stream. So let's get rid of our console log here. Here we're going to create a value called reader. That's going to be set equal to transformed stream dot get reader. Now from here, what we can do is create a little while loop here. So while that value is true, we want to destructure value and done from await reader dot read. So again, we can call the dot read method on that reader. Then we're going to say if done is true, then we want to break out of the loop. Otherwise, we want to console log the value. Nice. So now we're going to see our HTML here printed line by line in our console. All right, so that is a quick example of using our text line stream. We can use it in combination with fetch. And if you want to learn more about this API, you can check out the documentation here. Deno offers us a truly browser-like environment for using things like fetch, web workers, and much, much more. Deno has made it really smooth to use these web standard APIs in a way that feels friendly and familiar.